Hey, what's up guys? So today I'm going to be doing a tier list on which characters I think will return in Street Fighter 6 as DLC. So Capcom recently revealed the starting roster for Street Fighter 6. There's a total of 18 characters, and I have them listed on the top here, and 4 of them here aren't on the list, and they're newcomers, Mimi, Lily, Marissa, and JP. And there's also 4 other characters that were revealed in the leak that didn't show up on the starting roster, and that's Kuma, Rashid, Ed, and Aki. And I think these characters will either be a secret unlockable or DLC. I'm hoping it's the former. If they end up being DLC, it'd be kind of lame. Now for the rest of the characters, I'm going to group into these 5 categories: guaranteed, very likely, 50%, slim chance, or not returning at all. And then with that being said, we're going to start off with Birdie. Now, Birdie's a legacy character, but it's also not very popular or played very often. But because he's legacy, I think he'll have a slim chance of returning. And I think if they bring him back, they should bring back the buff version of him. Eagle's an interesting one. He was mentioned as a reference in the trailer on Ken's jacket. You see the Eagle Shipping Company, whatever it's called. So I think he might have like a 50% chance of coming back, but that just might be a reference. And he hasn't been seen since CVS 2. So there's a possibility he might come back. Again, he's dead in the story, but I think that's a dumb reason to not bring him back as a playable character. So usually Capcom goes by lore with their characters, so. But he's also a really popular character, so I think I'll put him at slim chance, just because he's popular. And then Adon. Last time he was seen is in Street Fighter 4, and I don't think he's that popular. I don't really see many people talking about him. I think he's one of those characters that won't be returning. Sagat, a boss character, very popular, well liked. He's going to be guaranteed. And then same with the other Shadowloo boss characters, Balrog, Vega, and Bison. Now some people think Bison won't return just because he's dead in Street Fighter 5, but he's still in the story as like a spirit form haunting Ed. I just don't see him being left out of the game just because a lot of people like his playstyle. And just being a legacy boss character, I can't see Capcom leaving him out, so he's guaranteed coming back. Next is Fei Long. Didn't return in Street Fighter 5. There was no Rekka characters in Street Fighter 5, but I think that's going to change now in Street Fighter 6. I think he'll very likely come back. Now Seahawk, another legacy character, not as popular. And then there's also that new character, Lily, who might play like him. I think they're related in story. I think I'll put him as a slim chance of returning. Next we have Nash, another character that's dead in the story. It was well liked in Street Fighter 5, surprising return, popular. He's another one of those characters where, because he's dead, you might not see him come back. So I'm going to put him as a slim chance. Next is Dan. Guaranteed. There's always at least one joke character and it's Dan, so don't see him being left out. Next character is Guy, very popular character. Some people think that he won't return because Kimberly has some of his moveset. He's like top 25 in popularity. I can't see Capcom leaving him out. So I think we'll very likely still see Guy return. Next is Rose, very liked alpha character. I think she's guaranteed to come back. Next is Sodom. He was requested by a lot of people to come back in Street Fighter V. He didn't make a return, but he was seen in one of the stages. So I think maybe like a 50% chance he'll come back in Street Fighter 6 as a playable character. Next is Rolento, another Rekka character that was left out in 5. I think we'll see very likely return in Street Fighter 6. Sakura is one of the most popular characters in the series. She's not being left out, guaranteed to make it back. Evil Ryu's another interesting one. Some people think he won't come back because of story reasons. Ryu's overcome the Dark Hado now, so people think there'd be no point to have him. But I think he's guaranteed to come back. A lot of people like his playstyle. It's fun to play. I don't see a reason why they would leave him out. Next is Cody, guaranteed to come back. Well-liked character, important in the story. It's guaranteed. Next are the dolls, Julie and Junie. Now, there was models for them in Street Fighter V, but they weren't playable, but you could fight against them in the story mode. But I just don't see them returning as playable characters. Next is Karen, pretty popular character. Wasn't liked very much competitively, but I think we'll still see her very likely return. Next is Armika, another well-liked alpha character. I think very likely we'll see come back. Ingrid? Ingrid I don't think will be returning. Next is Maki, another popular character. Just like Guy, people think she won't return because Kimberly has some of her moveset. But again, she's another very popular character that people want to see her return. She was last seen in CVS 2 as a playable character. I think I'm going to put her at very likely. Next is Alex. Surprisingly not in the starting roster. You would think they'd have a Street Fighter 3 character in a game that takes place after Street Fighter 3 in the starting roster, but they don't. He's going to be guaranteed coming back. Main character of Street Fighter 3, so definitely coming back. And he was liked in Street Fighter 5. Next is Dudley, another well-liked character a lot of people want to see return. I think he'll very likely come back at some point. Next is Elena, somewhat popular, I think. Also wasn't very well liked and competitive though. I think that they redesign her. She'll more than likely return. So I think I'll put her at like 50-50. Ibuki, another well-liked, very popular Street Fighter 3 character, guaranteed to come back. Necro, I don't think we'll see returning. Oro made a return late in Street Fighter 5. I think his design they did a good job on. Another Street Fighter 3 character that's popular. So I think we'll very likely see him return. Next is Sean. Surprisingly wasn't in Street Fighter 5, we got Laura instead. Another popular character I think we'll very likely see return. And some people think he won't return because Luke has some of his moveset, but I don't think that really matters. Next is Ying and Young. Pretty polarizing characters. People either love or hate them competitively. A lot of people don't really like playing Young against Young competitive. But I think they have like a 50-50 chance of coming back just because a lot of people still like them. Next is Gill, boss character, important in the story, so I think he's guaranteed coming back. Hugo, the only reason I think he wasn't in 5 is because they tried using Abigail as a newcomer. I don't think Abigail was liked that much, so I think Hugo will more than likely return. Urian, I think, is guaranteed. Important in the story, well liked. Makoto, another very popular character. I think she's like top 5 popularity. So I think, you know, I'm gonna put her at guaranteed. A lot of people are wanting to see her return. I'm actually surprised that she didn't return in Street Fighter 5. I thought she would fit in that game. Nexus Q, another very popular character that people want to see return. And then there's also G. He's not as popular, but I think if they have both in the game, then they'll probably redesign one of them. I think they'll put I think he will very likely come back just because of how popular he is. Remy in 12, don't think we'll see returning at all. Abel, don't think we'll see returning. That other character, Mimi, in the starting roster, she might. We haven't seen her playstyle yet, but I think she'll play like Abel. And if that's the case, then I don't think we'll see a return with Abel. Next we have C. Piper, another popular character. She was in the story in Street Fighter 5. Wasn't playable though. I think I'll put her at 50-50. Actually, no, I'm gonna put her very likely. Because she is a popular character for whatever reason. And then also she's very technical as well, so that could be why. El Forte not returning. no one wants to deal with his bullshit mix-ups. So no one wants that character coming back. Rufus, not a popular character at all. Don't see him coming back. Goken, I don't think will return. I think go forever be stuck in Street Fighter 4. Seth, another boss character, part of the story. I think guaranteed will come back. Hakan, another character that wasn't very popular. No one really played him. He's not returning. Oni is an interesting character. I think he's one of those characters that's just going to be stuck in Street Fighter 4. Don't think we'll see him returning at all. DeCapri, if any of the dolls return, I think DeCapri has the highest chance of it. She has a really interesting playstyle. I think I'll put her at 50%. Next we have Poison, very popular character. I think she's guaranteed to come back. Fang we won't see return. I think that new character Aki will be replacing Fang. Next is Laura. I think Laura was liked in Street Fighter 5. Had an interesting playstyle. I don't think she'll be very likely. I'll probably put her at like 50-50 returning. Nikali, don't think he's returning. Same with Abigail. Colleen's an interesting one. I don't think she's that popular, but she seemed popular and competitive. And she's also pretty important in the story. I'll put it at 50-50. Next one's Minot. Pretty interesting playstyle. Not a very popular character though. Even in competitive, I don't think anyone really plays her anymore. And with that, she's also part of the story too, though. With that, I think I'll put her at slim chance of coming back. Zaku, I don't think we'll see returning. If we had to pick between the two, I'd rather see Guy make a return. And he's not as popular as Guy, so. Falk, I think guaranteed is coming back. Part of the story. And she's part of Ed's Neo Shadowloo, so I think she'll make a guaranteed return. G, also pretty important in the story. Even though people like Q more, I think he'll end up guaranteed coming back. Lucia, I think she's pretty fun to play. I enjoyed playing her. Interesting play style, but I think she's going to be one of those characters that's stuck in Street Fighter 5, so I don't think she'll be returning. Same with Akira. And I think that's it. This is my list of the characters I think will be returning to Street Fighter 6, and it's just my opinion. If anyone has a different take or agrees or disagrees, feel free to comment. I'll see you guys in the next one.